is the book of John, chapter 8, verse 32. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Right. So this is Yahweh Shai speaking. So actually, let me read verse 31. Then said Yahweh Shai to the Jews who believed on him, if ye continue in my word, ye are my disciples indeed, and ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Right. So what is truth? This is the conundrum that mankind finds themselves in, being born and trying to understand what is their purpose, why are things the way they are, and what can be done about it. And it's a very deep topic, but as you investigate, sometimes you'll find that things are not the way they're supposed to be, and things are out of order and out of whack. Right? We are in the valley of the shadow of death, right? Where there is no order, as it says in the book of Job. But yet and still, the Lord, through his infinite grace and mercy, allowed us to have this word that we can lean on and be guided through in the valley of the shadow of death, where there are dragons, right? There are wolves that are here to devour our flesh and to keep us from our power. But thanks be to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai for the remnant, lest we be like Sodom and Gomorrah. It's the book of 1 John chapter 2, verse 4 and 5. He that saith, I know him, and keepeth not his commandments, is a liar, and the truth is not in him. But whoso keepeth his word, in him verily is the love of God perfected. Hereby we know that we are in him. Right? So obviously we know that there are 613 laws, and actually the entire Bible is the law to the spirit of prophecy. And we must keep this word to the best of our ability. It is a blueprint for how we are to walk in our own lives, right? But in this captivity, certain things are difficult, right? The law cannot be enforced, but we keep the law unto ourselves, and we believe through faith in the blood of Yahweh Shai that he will grant, he will see our petition and our works, and he will grant us favor and deliverance in the time of trouble, right? In the time of calamity, because this is what we're gonna need. But the lie is what keeps galvanizes this society and keeps this perpetual state of confusion, right? I was meditating on before about the tree of life, the tree of knowledge of good and evil. And when you read the story in Genesis, you can go into it on your own, where it talks about the cherubims keeping people away from the tree of life. But now people are eating from the tree of knowledge, right? Which is going into ideologies of people, And the tree of life is the only pathway back to the Lord. That's why it says to strive to enter the straight gate. The straight gate is the path of truth, right? Whereas the tree of knowledge is the lies, right? But we must understand good. We must understand evil in order to understand good, right? So this is why we are here, and we know who represents the evil on the left hand side, right? That would be the heathen nations, whereas the right hand side is of righteousness and truth is represented by the children of the light, right? The children of Yasha Allah. So going back to 1 John chapter 2, verse 21, I have not written unto you because ye know not the truth, but because ye know it, and no lie is of the truth. You see? So we are the light. In the light, lies have to be purged. Wickedness, sins, as well as lies. Right? As it said, there's no lie of the truth. Verse 22. Who is a liar? But he that denied that Yahweh Shai is the Hamashiach, he is an antichrist that denieth the Father and the Son. Right. So the scripture says that many shall come in my name, saying that I am the anointed, right, or the Hamashiach. So this is why we must pray that the Lord continues to give us the spirit to be able to decipher and stay on the straight path. It's not for us, as the scripture says, to know evil is not righteousness. It's not for us to go down the rabbit hole of evil, but to understand the rabbit holes and to avoid them, especially in these times as we draw unto the end. But what is happening right now is that there is a spiritual warfare, right? An informational warfare, so to speak. And those who speak truth are being censored, because the only way to keep a lie going is for the truth not to be revealed about that lie. It's the book of Isaiah chapter 24. The book of Isaiah chapter 29 verse 20. For the terrible one is brought to naught, and the scorner is consumed. Right? That is that spirit of Antichrist. And all that watch for iniquity are cut off. That make a man an offender for a word, and lay a snare for him that reproveth in the gate, and aside the just for a thing of naught. Right? So the just are who? So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Why are we turned aside for a thing of naught? Because to speak your heritage of who you are is now considered hate speech, right? Because in order for you to be the people, that means those who claim to be the people cannot be. But everyone knows this, and it's like the Streisand effect, right? The more you try not to talk about something, is the more attention that you bring to it. Just from the attempts that are being made to get ahead of the talking point, just brings more light to the talking point. But this is all through the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, because He is in control and rules in the kingdom of men. Isaiah 59:15. Yet truth faileth, and he that departed from evil maketh himself a prey. And the Lord saw it, and it displeased him that there was no judgment. Right? So freedom of speech rights are being infringed upon. And this war of censoring will be escalated into more serious measures. Right? Those in the know understand exactly what that means, but we must be joyful in understanding that the Lord will continue to fight for and to deliver his people, right? His elect. But for those who look to entreat and, have a conversation, so to speak, right, no conversation will be had because it's a conversation of circumlocution. It's a conversation with no real solution, because the only solution will be the judgment, right? And that judgment will have to be brought in from a power that is outside of this realm. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 109, verse 4. For my love let me start from verse 2. Psalm 109, verse 2. For the mouth of the wicked and the mouth of the deceitful are open against me. They have spoken against me with a lying tongue. For those who have eyes to see, can see this playing out right now with individuals in the entertainment world who have particular talking points, who are being, quote unquote, canceled, right? Being told that they have to go to particular mediations in order for them to be able to play a role, or in order to play the role in society that we are accustomed to them doing. Is the book of, so again, Psalm 109, verse 3, they compass me about with the words of hatred, right? So that is the true hate speech, right? Those who have power to be able to control what you say and what you think, right? They compassed me about with words of hatred and fought me without a cause, right? For speaking the truth, right? There's an overwhelming amount of evidence to show who the true children of Israel are. But this is the secret that the world doesn't want to be revealed. Millions of dollars has been paid in order for this knowledge not to be revealed. Verse 4, for my love, they are my adversaries, but I give myself unto prayer, and they have rewarded me evil for good and hatred for my love. Right? So, following Christianity, plantation Christianity, following liberal ideologies, voting, trying to be so-called black entrepreneurs, black businesses, has got us nowhere, because our exit from this physical hell, this captivity, will only come through spiritual means. So, verse 6, set thou a wicked man over him, and let Satan stand at his right hand. When he shall be judged, let him be condemned, and let his prayer become sin. Right. So for those who enjoy to live in darkness and in lies and offer sacrifices on the left hand side to the spiritual demon Satan, understand that Satan works for the Most High, and eventually he will remove himself from you. Right? You are setting a snare, but you now understand but that a snare is being set for you. So, beloved, continue to trust in the Lord, follow the Lord, walk in truth, and walk in the light, no matter the cost. And understand that our salvation is nearer than we first believe. Remember, freely receive, freely give.